Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday. It's show day. Myself, Johnny Rose, and this man, Bully Boy Carter. This week we looked at WCW television from 1991 on this fella's YouTube called Scott's Wrestling Collection. Does like a great job of putting sort of highlights of TV from certain months from WCW and WWF. Puts it all together. Cracking little job. Um, Yeah, WCW. I really enjoyed WCW in this period.
Yeah, I did as well.
They were struggling,
Yeah,
but can't quite understand why because they had some great talent.
they did. Very good.
Clearly, either marketing or management, wasn't it? You know.
Yeah, I mean, I've said like a million times, like growing up, I was always a WWF fan. I never really got into WCW till like the late '90s, like a few years before they went all fucking tits up. But I've obviously gone back and like shows like this, like like stuff like this is really good for me because it's like stuff I've not seen. Although I've watched a lot of shit from that era, I've never. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff I've not seen like this, so it's like good to go back. But like you're saying, the talent was fucking incredible back then. Like really,
Yeah,
really.
you look at what the WWF had at this point, and they were booming. Like '91 for WWF was really good.
Mm.
But WCW, much as they had, like, looking back now, I mean, I was always a WWF fan as a kid. So in '91 as a child, I'd have been fucking glued to, Superstars or whatever was on TV.
Yeah, yeah,
Looking back now, with my older head on, I'd much rather watch this than that. And that was a fucking great period for the WWF. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll quite happily sit through it. But
yeah,
given a choice of one or the other, it'll be this from with my older head on, it'll be this one.
yeah. I'm a bit torn, like, because I'm a like yourself, like I'm a big like gimmick fan, and like
Yeah.
WWF was fucking gimmick galore in '91. It was like proper gimmick, and that's why I may edge towards the WWF, but like I couldn't really pick one over the other to be fair, because like you say, I could quite happily watch either or, like like so.
Like, I had a look back at results and stuff for the month before this, so August, and it
Mhm.
had, like, there's a website with all the results and attendances for the house shows and all that kind of thing.
Right.
August and September was thereabouts the same,
Uh-huh.
averaging sort of 1,500 attendance, right, at the house shows. More for
Yeah.
pay-per-views and clashes and that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Um, they did TV from centre stage, you get like 700 in. But then October, November, and December, they started fucking going down quite dramatically. October, there was very few shows with over 1,000 in. Um, and in November of 1991, in Sunrise, Florida, they had 183 people in with a World Championship main event. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Crazy.
I've had more than that in a fucking social club.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Crazy.
It's hard to get your head round. Like,
It is. When you
in
look at
such a
who's
short
on.
time that they went from 1,500 on an average. I mean, 1,500 is still not the best, really, is it? I mean, to us, that's fucking like WrestleMania.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you've got to think of where you are and the country that you're in, and you're the second biggest promotion in the world ever, and you get 183 people with
Yeah, that
exactly the same show that you were doing fucking a month before with 1,500 in. It's mad, but
yeah.
that's just how it is, I suppose, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, Scott's Wrestling Collection is the YouTube channel. It's written as WCW Wrestling September 1991. The first match was World Six-Man Tag Team Championships, the Freebirds, being
Yeah.
Michael Hayes, Jimmy Garvin, and Bad Street, who's Brad Armstrong, obviously, versus Big Josh, Z-Man, and Dustin Rhodes. Really enjoyed this, proper like my kind of match.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one as well. What have I got here? Um, yeah, at the end of it, I put fucking great stuff. To be honest, the whole thing was good. I really like the finish as well, with the fucking pops him on the apron and like hits the crossbody, doesn't he, for the on Bad Street
Yeah,
for the finish. But yeah, it was really good. Like Big Josh nails nails Badstreet, doesn't he? As he's going for something in the court.
Yeah, it looks like Badstreet's doing like a monkey flip kind of thing, and
yeah. And then Big Josh fucking sparks him, and then big crossbody from Z-Man for the finish. But really good, simple finish, but really good. But I was going to say as well, I wrote earlier in this, we've spoke about it before as well, like quite a lot about the over the top rope like rule, which we both like, but a lot of people like shit on. But it gives you another fucking dimension, totally, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Yeah.
I really like that rule, but I guess a lot of people shit on it. Probably more people shit on it than don't shit on it, but I like it myself. I think it makes perfect sense.
I think wrestling's seen, like throwing people over the top rope is seen as so normal now that if they're stopped from doing that normal, they're not able to do it, if you know what I mean. So, just fucking don't do it, or do it to the point that you're able to do it without the referee there. It just makes life simpler. Something I really enjoyed in this tag was Dustin ducking the double clothesline and then doing the double bulldog.
Oh, I've wrote that bit down.
I thought really class.
Yeah. I've wrote that down as well. Actually, great double bulldog spot by Dustin because
because they go for the clothesline, and instead of normally they'll do the spin into a clothesline themselves, but they kind of stayed there and looked like they were going to do the elbow on the return.
Yeah,
and that's got fucking double bulldog. Pow! Fucking have some of that.
That's what I was thinking when they fucking had their elbows out for the double back elbow, and Dustin was like running, and I'm thinking like it looks fucking bizarre as fuck. Like what's happening here? And then when he hit the double bulldog, I was like, fucking hell, that was right good. That I'd never seen that before. Like that was really good. That.
No, I made a big issue of that. The fucking hot tag was proper hot to the Z-Man, and then the finish with the crossbody onto Badstreet. New 6-man tag team champions. Job's a good one. Match number 1 was class.
Yeah, brilliant.
Match number 2, Cactus Jack, who by this point had lost the Manson bit. He used to be Cactus Jack Manson, didn't he? So that must have just gone. Versus Scott Sandlin, who was like a regular on WCW TV and did Smoky Mountain as well. This was exactly as you would expect it to be. Just fucking Cactus Jack beating the fuck out of somebody for what I thought was too long, to be fair.
It was about fucking 4 minutes, I think, or something, which was, for someone that wasn't having any comebacks whatsoever. He literally...
I think it lost the impact to me. Like, him mauling him in fucking 2.5 minutes would have been more than sufficient.
Yeah.
But, what do I know? All the same old shit. Suplex on the floor, the fucking clothesline where they both go over. They keep plugging the fact that someone's paying Cactus and Abdullah the Butcher to keep Sting out of wrestling. By the end of this, we still don't know. So at some point, we'll have to watch fucking next month to find out what the Guan was, to be fair. But obviously, Cactus over with that with a double arm DDT. Then we went to highlights of Barry Windham getting battered by Luger.
Yeah.
Ron Simmons makes the save. Much of a much there. Didn't really tell you a lot. Highlights of the Patriots beating the Freebirds for the US tag title. Highlights of Sting beating Austin at the Omni for the US title tournament final. They were just kind of highlights, though, not really much of a much that. The next bit was another Cactus Jack match against Z-Man. I didn't enjoy it.
No,
it wasn't my cup of tea. I like Z-Man a lot, and I'm probably like the only person in the world that's not a big Cactus Jack / Mick Foley fan. Everyone seems to.
It's funny because I actually like Cactus in this era, in WCW. I mean, I liked him in WWF, but like yourself, I wasn't like a massive like Mick Foley fan. I had nothing against
him.
Yeah,
I'd quite happily watch him. He's not done anything to fucking offend my eyes, but it's just not my cup of tea. And I'd just seen one, and I know this wouldn't have been on the TV. It's only the fucking the guy that's put the matches together. So I totally get what he's done. But I've just seen one, and now I'm having to sit through another one. So another thing that was a bit too long for me, I thought fucking, Tom Zenk was like selling forever. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
No, I didn't mind the match myself. It probably was on the like too long, I think, like on the long side. Like the match itself was alright because I love Z-Man anyway, and I don't have any like major issues with Folio. And like I was saying, I like Foley in this era. I didn't mind it, to be fair. I thought it was alright. Like I was a bit like I thought. I wasn't surprised by the double count out finish, to be honest, because I didn't really know who'd gone over type thing. So that double count out didn't really surprise me in that. But no, I enjoyed it myself, to be fair. And like I say, like yourself, I'm not a massive Cactus Jack fan, but like this, sometimes I can enjoy watching him. You know what I mean? Like he has these moments and stuff. So
yeah. I mean, I've seen some good ones with him in. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on him at all. He's done very well, but just not my cup of tea. Match number 5 was something a little different because it was 2 villain teams with the York Foundation.
Oh yeah.
Terry Taylor was Terence Taylor, Tommy Rich as Thomas Rich, and Ricky Morton as Richard Morton, along with Alexandra York.
Something I wanted to actually bring up in this one, actually, because I got thinking about it the other day. Now, like the Rockers are obviously like a fucking copy of the Rock and Roll Express. Technically, they're fucking, gimmick and whatnot, and what they do. They're always compared to the Rock and Roll Express. I was thinking the other day, and I was thinking today as I like watching it. Like the Rockers and the Rock and Roll Express would have split up at practically the exact same time, wouldn't they? Like, what one came first? Because they both would have been like 91.
The Rock and Roll Express would have been about 91 as well.
Yeah,
because I remember they wrestled each other at a pay-per-view.
They did. Was it Great American Bash?
Pardon?
Was it Great American Bash they wrestled each other?
Which is normally the summer, isn't it? So it would have been just before this then, right? If it's the summer. Bash is normally the summer, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know, because didn't the Rockers split up at like the end of the year?
I really couldn't tell you, mate.
Because I remember like WrestleMania 8 was Sean's first pay-per-view as a singles guy, and that was what, like April or whatever, like 92.
Something tells me it was January that Marty got put through the window.
Yeah, I was gonna say like New Year time. Like So yeah, I reckon the Rock and Roll.
I don't know, but that's the one that sticks, like something saying January in the end.
I think you're right, Yeah. I just always wondered what one came first, because they were both.
Which would have meant they came first before the Rock and Rolls.
You what, sorry?
Which would have meant the Rockers came first before the Rock and Rolls, as far as splits go. Because if that was January 91 that the Rockers split.
No, that would be January 92, wouldn't it?
Oh, okay. Righto then.
So it would have been the Rock and Rolls that split first.
Yeah, because January 91, they were on with the Orient Express in the fucking Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, 92. Okay.
There we go. No, it just made me wonder, like, both teams together for a long time, then both split at the fucking same time. Like, quite bizarre, wasn't it? But there we go. Anyway, yeah, that was the
split now, to be fair, of the Rock and Rolls, because, like, the Rockers split was fucking, that's legendary, isn't it? But
yeah.
Behind the whole Rock and Roll split, I can't remember. I just remember them wrestling each other. And I remember, Gibson was out for a while because of his bad leg, so Tommy Rich took his place.
Right.
So stem from that, what's the story behind it? But yeah, this is a good 6-man, like Freebirds against the York Foundation. Alexandra York became Dustin Rhodes' missus.
Mm-hmm.
2 heel teams, but they're kind of cheering the Freebirds.
Yeah.
So they're kind of wrestling as the faces here.
It sounds like they're over, like with the crowd, to be fair. Like they're getting quite behind them, aren't they?
They're a hard team not to like, aren't they, regardless? It's a very even match to start with, at least. And then there's the old fucking boot in the back to Bad Street from Morton. Shitload of heat. Terence Taylor with the Irish old gut wrench into the powerbomb thing, which looked real cool. Bad Street with the leg sweep, side Russian leg sweep, which was Brad Armstrong's finish. So I'm surprised he fucking did that, to be fair.
Right.
Double DDT by the Freebirds. And then old Ricky Morton comes in with a fucking computer and there's a DQ. So nobody wins. So nobody becomes the number one contender to the new team of who won? Big Josh, Zman and Dustin. So, you know, I'm guessing there's, I think there's a cage match, you know, on YouTube between these two from a TV, which might explain the whole, you know, reason behind it being because Morton came in with a computer. So, yeah, I'm sure I've seen a cage match with these.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I like every one of the people in this. Like, there's 6 people who I could watch all day long.
Yeah, I'm the same. I always think like Tommy Rich never gets the recognition he deserves either. I think Tommy Rich is fantastic, and no one ever mentions him when you talk about greats, and you know, just great, generally a great face, but you know, but he's a fucking fantastic talent, and he's never on anyone's lips, is he? When they talk, like I never hear him mentioned, so that's a bit of a shame because he was so good. But
he was over like fucking. He was like, you know, a Southern Hulk Hogan, weren't he? Before Hulk Hogan was thought of, you know what I mean? He was fucking
so popular.
He was on everybody's lips, you know, early mid 80s.
Yeah.
In that area, at least, you know, Georgia or whatever, you know, that kind of territory. Fucking fabulous. That was the last match on, so you know it was only a sort of little less than 40 minutes, but fucking it showed you exactly how good WCW was, and it's a real shame that this period they were struggling because it certainly wasn't because of lack of talent. You know, they still had people we didn't see was fucking, you know, your Barry Windhams and your Lexis and Arn Anderson and fucking Ron Simmons had just turned babyface. You know, they had plenty of fucking talent.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know what I liked as well? Fucking Paulie Dangerously's commentary.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
You know, I could even sit through Jim Ross with Paulie Dangerously there filling in.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. So we were talking earlier about Wednesdays when we look at things.
Yeah.
About doing different territories each week. Because we talk about, you know, where places or where people have been when we talk about specific people.
Yeah.
But if we look at an individual territory each week, then we can go more into detail about that particular territory and the people that have been there.
Yeah, and I always like that's one of my favorite things is to watch old territories. You know what I mean? Like like I might go to Portland or Florida or fucking Stampede or wherever, but just I'm in the mood for a different territory, so it'll be good to do a different one every week. You know,
so like you know, like we've been doing shows and stuff. So from next week we'll do a different territory each week. We'll start off somewhere and then sort of do an episode of TV from fucking whatever territory it happens to be each week. That'll be fucking, you know, like it opens so many doors.
Oh yeah, so much stuff.
You're going to see people that we would never normally think about seeing.
You
know? And yeah, it's quite exciting. Yeah, so we'll tell everyone where we're going on our territory trip on Friday when we do Tatanka. And then you can pick next week's single and I'm picking next week's tag.
Yeah.
Happy days. It's only been a short one because it was only a short video, but yeah, WCW 91. Go and find it, people. It's good shit. I did watch August as well because it just rolled, like Facebook, YouTube fucking rolls onto the next one. I just left it on. And, there was people that I kind of forgot were there, like Dick Slater and Dick Murdoch tagging and stuff. So,
yeah,
I might finish that off later. Good shit.
Yeah.
We'll see people Wednesday. Like I said, only a short one because it was a short video, but it's enjoyable.
It was.
See you later.